do this. Hello, welcome back. Another episode. I feel like
Of
Red Wine and Chaos.
what are we watching?
I feel like this is no shout out to John, but I feel like something we need to change up
The intro?
that beginning.
You know,
I just be having I don't know what it is lately, and it's not because John got in my head, because that fucker did not get in my head. But I say it and I'm like, oh.
You know where? So the intro, consistency in the intro for me is fine. Like, hey, you guys, welcome back. Another episode of Red Wine and Chaos. I'm Ashley. Hey, it's Laura. Welcome back. So then the part where I catch us getting hung up is that next part, which is we have a fun episode for you today. That's where I'm like, let's switch it up. How do we curb that? How do we change that? That's the part where I feel like we just need that first intro part, that consistency part. That's what people are expecting.
Yeah.
That's our shout out. Hey,
it's
y'all.
like when Carrie was, did you see that comment that my friend Carrie posted on the Red
What'd
Wine?
she say?
She was like,
I did, but remind me.
It's her son. So her
Yes.
son is 2, almost 2.
And he cheers us with
and
it.
he cheerses and he like kind of grooves to the intro music.
Yeah,
and
so that part of it is smooth. It's when we head into that next transition, it's like what I have heard is that it's a lot. We have a fun episode.
I know.
So we got a real fucked up episode for you today, folks.
There it is. It's real fucked up.
I'm sorry your 2-year-old's listening to this, Carrie. No. Well, we do have it. We might dive a little deep today.
Yeah.
We might dive a little deep today.
We've had a couple light episodes, couple
Right.
fun episodes, because we needed that. And
Yeah.
it happens sometimes.
And we're going to hit across the whole range of emotions. We already know we are 30. So we recorded today. This will be our, this is no secret. We try to hit 2 a day when we do Sundays so that we can start logging our bank, because it gets tough sometimes if things come up and we miss recording days. So we're back to our Sunday schedule.
Yep.
And that allows us for more time to work on the podcast, do what we need to do. But as of when we recorded right before this one, that would have been our 34th episode.
Holy moly.
We were 30. I looked at when I was looking at our stats this week. We were 33 episodes in. That's a lot.
That's a lot.
We've been doing this for a minute now.
That's a lot.
That's nice. That
should
feels
throw
good.
a party for like
our
52nd,
52nd, like a whole year of our podcast. We should
throw a party
for real. I mean that.
Like an in-person party.
Yes.
Ooh.
We've talked about opening up that avenue for our brand, and that could be our first event.
It could be.
We got an event in the making, folks. And I will tell you this, talking about events, Tim came up with the brainchild the other day, like the theme and stuff, and I was like, oh, stealing that for Red Wine and Chaos. The color scheme and everything and the theme, like, I'll talk to you about it later.
Okay.
I don't want to tell it to other people now.
Well, no.
But later. But it would be dope. So we'll talk about it.
All right.
And I'm talking about it goes along with all the beverages. We could do some food, small plates.
All right.
That would be a great way to celebrate.
Let's chat.
I
like where that went.
Yeah, that was great.
That was fun.
We're off the top of the dome. So while we have a deep ass episode for you, we got some things in the works per usual.
Always.
Let's get to this wine, shall we?
Yeah.
So
it's one of my favorites.
Yeah, you usually like your blends. A Bordeaux.
My fave.
Your fave.
Bordeaux and Riojas, those are
Which
my fave.
I learned something today. Had no fucking idea.
I've been feeding you Merlot for years.
Yeah, because I don't fuck with Merlot like that. Merlot. A Bordeaux is a Merlot Cab blend. Had no idea. Till I read this card.
The ones that they send that we didn't
The ones
start
that they
reading
sent.
until recently.
So this is a 2018 vintage, and I picked this bottle because I thought it said rock on it, but I don't believe so. Now that I've read it, I do believe it's Roche. It's Tour du Roche Melon.
Your accent's getting very good.
Thank you. It's a Bordeaux, a 2018 vintage. And it is a French Bordeaux. And oh my god!
Damn it, Laura!
I'm just so glad.
Fuck!
I'm just so glad I didn't.
Oh my god!
Lord have mercy. And it is a classic blend of Merlot and Cab. It has 12 months in French oak plus a dash of I don't know what that is. I didn't read far enough ahead in this paragraph. God damn it. This bottle threw me off. It didn't have an explanation on the back. And so it's out of a region in France. There's so much here. I don't want to read all of this.
Then don't. Pick something.
Tell me how it tastes. How about that?
It tastes really good.
I'm going to tell you what it pairs well with. How about that?
Yeah.
We'll go there because we're going to save the history for somebody else. It says that it pairs well with like a really meaty dish. So a pot roast, rack of lamb, meaty stew, or a red wine vegetarian stew. If you're not a meat eater. And then would pair well with a selection of cheeses, firm cheeses, cheddar, manchego. Is that how you say that?
Mm-hmm.
Manchego.
Manchego.
But a mild brie or never heard of this. Camembert? Camembert. I have no fucking clue what that is.
I do. I think it's like a brie or like a goat cheese.
Okay. So, I'm about to take my first sip now because I have not yet. I usually am on the ball, but
I know it's I really like it a lot. It's really good.
It smells nice.
Mm-hmm. It says it's smooth, medium bodied, and fruit rich.
Where the fuck does it say that at?
Right here.
Oh, I didn't even look in that box. I didn't even.
It's the winemaker's notes.
Christ, I'm looking at the
has
history.
the aroma, and there's a place to put your own notes.
Oh,
we could put it in our own little binder too.
That's cute. We should start saving these and like rating the episode number.
Oh, we should. That's a great idea.
Yeah,
that's a great idea.
Now that we're 33 deep.
Well, now that we know.
No, I do like it. It's nice.
Fruit rich. Look for classic black currant and plums plus subtle cinnamon and clove on the long finish.
I can taste the cinnamon.
Yeah, I can too.
I will say, for it being having that dirty little M word in there, Merlot, I do like it.
Yeah,
I don't like it as much as the one I had just a minute ago, but I do like it.
So I like this one better.
Do you? Because it's not as sweet.
Yeah,
it's not as sweet. That first one was sweeter. I understand. We know each other's palates. We are a little bit on the opposite side of things.
Because
that thing, I ain't gonna lie to you, it's spicy.
I don't think it's spicy.
It's got some heat to it.
I just think it's warm.
Yes, but you also like hotter sauce than I do.
Folks, we went from wine to hot sauce. Let's do the damn thing.
Hotter hot sauce than I like. Your spicy intake is more,
my meter.
Yeah, your meter's higher than mine goes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. So, but I will say this. I do like it. The flavor is very nice. Mm-hmm. And for it having I like to use the term spicy. My coworker got me on that. She's so funny. She'll be like, "It's spicy outside today." I'm like, "Chick, you right." And it's been spicy all week, so this is a good wine to accompany this damn weather. But it's a little spicy for me. But I do like the flavor palette. I'm gonna give it a 2.5.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna give it a 3 just because
you like it.
I like it a lot.
I'm surprised you didn't give the last one a 2.5. I thought you might.
You
probably should.
I probably should have.
Probably should have.
Yeah. Now that I have it, something else to compare it to.
That's all right. Yeah. All right. You're like, now it's a 2.5.
I'm taking a mulligan.
So clink, clink, clink. You know what though? That's 2 good wines in one day.
That's a good day.
That's a win. That's a good day.
That's a good day.
We ain't had any ones lately. I know there's some down in that.
I know there is too. I think we're just not choosing them.
I'm avoiding them. I usually do go pick the wines. I'm avoiding them. I know which ones they are. I'm avoiding them.
I think we might need to do one.
Mm-hmm.
Pick one next time.
So,
let me before we get into this episode,
let's tell me what's on your mind, girl.
I have to tell you, the couple things that there have been a couple things that have happened to me recently.
Lord have mercy.
Both are chaotic. Both are very funny from the outside looking in.
I don't know what the second one is. I only know
it's a Shotzi story.
Oh,
because I haven't told anyone that yet.
Which one?
Where Shotzi locked us out of the car.
Oh.
I went to go pick up the veggies a couple weeks ago, you guys, and I was distracted. I don't know what I was doing. I left my keys in the ignition, not running, but I turned the car off, left them in the ignition. Oliver and I went to go get the veggies. I thought it'd be a good idea to take the dog with me, and the fucking dog locked me and Oliver out of the car. He stepped on the handle or the lock button, and he locked my fucking ass out of the car. And I could not get him to recreate the situation to unlock it. My phone was in there, my keys were in there, my purse was in there, my wallet was in there. I had to go rely on the helpful nature of a neighbor. Luckily they helped me. We got a tow truck and we got back in, but that was...
But the whole story, which, you know, it's obviously it's a little lengthy, but when she was telling it to me, it's very dramatic.
Because there was so much
going on, so many elements, and we'll save that. We could probably save that for a whole ass podcast. But I would like you to just touch on the next one.
So then the next one that happened, so that was a couple weeks ago. This past week, so we're getting ready to send these kids back to school. By the time you listen to this, the kids will already have been back in school. Thank the fucking Lord.
For this exact reason why.
So
sorry, teachers, it's your turn.
Man, I can't do it no more. There's a reason why I didn't go into teaching. Anyway, so I'm sitting in the office here at home, and I don't even know, like, I told Oliver to go to the bathroom, and I honestly don't know when it happened, but all of a sudden there's this now, if you remember, there was the poop wall story.
Right.
Where Oliver smeared his shit on the wall. So there's this overwhelming smell of poop again. What was it, Wednesday? Was it Wednesday that happened? Overwhelming smell of shit. So I get up and I was
it's the flaming bag of poop again.
That's exactly what it feels like. So I get up and the Oliver's bathroom is right next to the office in our house. Mm-hmm. So I get up and I go in there and I was like, fuck, it smells in here. So I thought maybe he didn't flush the toilet. He has a habit of that. Nope, toilet is flushed. And so I'm standing in the bathroom and I'm like, Oliver, where is this poop smell coming from? And he was like, I don't know. And I look down and there's like a little nugget of poop on the bath mat that's in front of his toilet and shower. And I was like, what the fuck? So I look a little closer and it's like in the bath mat. Not a lot, but you can definitely see it. So then I start picking up his clothes, and he wiped his ass with his clothes.
I don't understand.
And then put them back on the ground. And didn't tell anyone or do anything about it. Wiped his ass, put him on the ground.
I texted Ashley when I was working on uploading our latest episode to YouTube, and I'm like, hey... did you watch I was looking at statistics. I'm like, did you watch the new, did you, I want to see, versus if it's you, because what we always laugh about is we always check our statistics. We're like, did you listen? Yeah, no. So we're not one of those numbers. Okay, cool. So I was checking and she was like, no, I haven't had the opportunity yet. I was just getting ready to, and then I smelled an overwhelming smell of shit. And I just realized that Oliver wiped his ass with his shirt and it's all over. And I'm like, what?
It was everywhere. What? I had to wash both of the rugs, all of the clothes in there. The underwear I just fucking threw away because it was in his underwear. So I said to him, Oliver.
Oh, yeah, that was my next question. Was he out of toilet paper?
I said, Oliver, were you out of toilet paper? He said, no. I said, can you not reach the toilet paper? Because his is kind of like, is kind of over away. Sure. And I said, could you maybe not reach it? And he said, well, sometimes when I use toilet paper, it gets stuck. So I just used my shirt.
So, my suggestion
I'm buying him the wet ones.
The wet ones. He can start with that and finish up with the dry. Then. Because,
that's where
child, if
I'm going
ever
next.
find out that you use a fucking piece of clothing or a household item ever again, I'm gonna beat your ass.
I don't know what it is with poop in this household.
First of all, when you told me that, I dry heaved in my mouth because
Laura doesn't do well with
I
poop.
don't do well with that type of stuff. I was so lucky, I never had a crazy explosion or the kid who took their diaper off and smeared it all over the place.
So I didn't have that either. I had a couple explosions. But
those horror stories, I had a subpar one, but nothing like bananas. But never a weird, gross. Actually, because my kid was the craziest thing he ever did was, he had shit in his pants. A little bit, and we were over at Stephanie and Eric's house, and he flushed his underwear down the toilet.
That was really funny.
And I was like, oh my God, you could have totally, completely destroyed their plumbing and house, and it's going to cost us. Thank God Eric is versed in that, and nothing happened. And they were so, nice about it. Yeah, and I was like, child.
Mortified.
And they had just moved into that house.
Yeah.
So, but outside of that, the actual disgusting part of it, I haven't really had, thank God, I haven't really had to deal with it. I don't have a sensitive stomach, but poop, it grosses me the fuck out. Like Nicole got a sensitive ass gag reflex, but poop is it for me. I don't know what it is, but probably why I only had one child. It was written in the stars. Just give me my one. just give me the one. Give me the one that's he don't like being dirty either. He don't like being on some weird shit. Let me just, yep. Thank you. Appreciate you. Sunday.
Well, mine doesn't care.
No, don't give no shits. Literally.
None.
Gives all the shits all over the place. Doesn't care.
All over, all the time.
Oh, boy.
But I think that's an interesting lead
into this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So today we, with the kids going back to school.
Because in that moment, I have to imagine that you questioned yourself and said, where the fuck did I go wrong?
I did. Wholeheartedly.
Because every mom has asked themselves that, and they've asked themselves that 85 million times. Where the fuck did I go wrong?
Every time something new comes up, right? The mom is typically the one that assumes that, what did I do wrong? It's never we.
No.
That's not a slam at John.
No.
But when shit like that happens, I don't ever think, what did we do wrong?
Right.
Where did we go wrong?
Right.
It's not ever the thing that crosses my mind.
It's where did I drop the ball?
Yep.
It's that mom guilt.
And it's heavy.
It's heavy. And it's real.
And it's not talked about in a safe place, in a safe way enough. Because we're made to feel that we have to carry and harbor all of that guilt all of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Or else you're not a good mom.
Mm-hmm.
You're not a good mom if you're not hard on yourself, or if you don't question where you went wrong and try to do better the next time. Mm-hmm. Or you're, which is so fucking stupid.
It is. And there's two interesting things that I think of based on what you just said. One, not only are we hard on each other, we as moms and as a society and people in general are hard on moms.
Yep.
As well as dads. I'm not saying it's a one-sided thing, but
this is what we know, so we're going to talk about moms.
We can speak to what we know. We are moms. We're not dads, so we can't, but what we do know is that it's not one-sided. We're just going to speak on what we're familiar with. We have seen what society has done, especially with the advancements of social media. The mom shame is a real goddamn deal. So we're not only are we hard on ourselves, which I think intensifies our guilt.
Yep.
We're hard on each other. So there's that.
And from strangers.
Yep. And what was this? God damn it. I knew this was going to happen. I knew I was going to get to talking.
Every time.
There was a second point. You had said something, and I was getting there, and I might come back around, might not. I don't know. We'll forget. What did you just say? Wish I could rewind it.
I don't really even remember.
No, there was something that you said, and there was a second point that I was made from it. I don't know. Anyways,
okay. Anyway,
it might come back to me.
Anyway, I think we wanted to do this episode because we want it to be a safe place to talk about it. You have to be able to talk about your mom guilt without the judgment, and you have to find somebody to do that with.
Mm-hmm. And it's not something that whether you are, as we get older, as our children get older, as they evolve, it just changes.
It does.
It doesn't necessarily go away, and it just changes. And you're not intentionally doing it to yourself.
No.
Right? It legitimately, the way that we talked about it, and we're trying to, as we were prepping for this episode, it's like this innate attachment that you have. We carried these humans,
Mm-hmm.
right? Again, it's not this disconnect from the fathers, but as a woman, you are responsible for caring. So it starts at day one.
Yeah.
So your situation and my situation look very different. What I can say to you is this, and you can speak to yours in a second, which I think we have touched on, but as a reminder, I got pregnant on a oopsie, right? I hate to use it as that, but it was not a planned pregnancy. Sure. I was 25 and I didn't know I was pregnant. So while with child, carrying child in the very early stages, and this is very normal for women who don't plan pregnancies, I had consumed alcohol during carrying the fetus prior to knowing that I was pregnant. Matter of fact, I look back on pictures and I know for a fact that I went out. I can pinpoint a date, an evening that I went out following the conception of my child. And like there's pictures on social media and Facebook, and I was like, oh, I was with child in that picture and didn't even know it. And I was drinking
Heavily.
like Four Locos.
Heavily.
Y'all remember Four Locos? They banned that shit. Luckily, my child came
no
okay.
more.
But once I found out I was with child, that mom guilt starts immediately.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh my God.
I did
this while I was pregnant.
Yep.
My pregnancy looked very different than yours. I didn't have a partner,
Mm-hmm.
who I shared love with. And so my pregnancy was spent very alone. It was a lonely pregnancy. It's something I've talked about before. It's not I was one of the first out of our group of friends to be pregnant. We were young, in our mid-20s, working in whatever industry. A lot of people were still working in the restaurant industry. So I spent a lot of time at home by myself while I was pregnant. And it got lonely, and I was bummed sometimes. And so you carry that too. Like, you're like, oh my God, is my attitude going to have an effect on my child? Did I fuck my kid up? That innate, immediate, like physiological, just based on genetics and science and everything else. And the human body starts immediately. And then yours, completely different avenue, but with your gestational diabetes.
Yeah. And so I remember, like, you talk about how it starts at the beginning, right? And it does. And I remember one of the first thoughts I ever had when they told me I had gestational diabetes was, what did I do? What did I do? What did I do?
It's like the age-old question of mothers.
For this to happen. How did I eat too much sugar the first 20 weeks or 15 weeks or whatever it was? Or did I not exercise enough? Or did I drink too much before I knew I was pregnant? Because Oliver was also not planned. What did I do that caused this gestational diabetes? And at the end of the day, I didn't do anything.
No, which is typically the answer to every time a mom is guilting herself.
Every time.
It's always, no, you didn't do anything. You didn't do anything wrong.
No. It wasn't
caused by you.
And it wasn't going to be preventable.
No.
If I were ever going to get pregnant, I was always going to get gestational diabetes. Always.
That's the miraculousness of the human body.
My body can't produce enough insulin for two people. So in order to keep the fetus healthy, all of my insulin went to Oliver. And so I was suffering. So it wasn't anything that I did, but that's the first thing that I thought. when they said you have gestational diabetes. I was like, well, what did I do wrong?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, Ashley didn't do, and you could not have physically prevented this.
No.
There's nothing you could have done to physically prevent it.
Nope.
And it took like, so I was diet controlled. That's what they call it. Like when you try to regulate your insulin with your diet. And a lot of women can do that, and I could not. And I did everything they asked me to do. I followed the diet to a T. I ate every 2 fucking hours, which is fucking hard.
And for those of you who aren't familiar with gestational diabetes, whether you are a woman that has not had a child or a man and you're just not familiar with it, because I had no idea it was such a thing until I got pregnant. You literally cannot prevent it.
No.
You can be a completely healthy human being with no diabetic issues all the way along your health history.
Yep.
And then you produce a child, you then are carrying a fetus, and it completely changes.
Yep.
And
there's
women nothing you can do.
There were women in my nutrition class, and they were like, I'm 20 weeks pregnant, and I run like 3 miles, 5 miles a day. How is this happening? Mm-hmm. Like, there's just nothing. It doesn't matter.
It's that crazy, beautiful complication and just mystery of the way women's bodies work, because, and men's too, but women's and the way that we can. That shit is crazy. It's wild. Anyways, I digress.
No, that's but that's where it starts. It starts before you're even
the child even here.
Correct. Before
your
even
first
breathing
interaction.
Air. Yeah. The mom guilt starts, and it's like fucking stupid.
And the worry of the entire time you're carrying and all of the moves that you make, like you have to have faith in the fact that you're doing all the things right. And then it's like, oh, okay, what's going to happen when the child is born? And then what type of, if there's any sort of complications along the way, it's a mind fuck from day one. And it's not because women want to do this to themselves.
Right.
It is, the only thing that I can describe it, the only way that I can try to describe it is it is that internal immediate connection with that life that you form inside your body that then becomes your heart living outside of your body. And it is that nurturing motherly instinct that is you can't put words to. And it's this undescribable pressure
to get it right.
And care to get it right. You got one shot. When I say one shot, with said child, you have one shot.
Right.
And the challenges change as they get older, but there's always something. And it's like, man, and then as they get older, you're reflecting back, what if I would have done this differently? Could I have done this differently? Oh shit, where did I miss the mark? It's literally, you question yourself. And yes, it's stupid, but at the same time, it comes from a place of love. Like, man, this tiny human depends on me. And I want them to become a successful, contributing, amazing member to society that is a reflection of everything of all the love that I have for them. I'll be damned. Like, I got to get it right.
Well,
and so
I think that's a different kind of mom. I think there's several different kinds of mom guilt. Mm-hmm. I think that's raising a decent human being and all that comes along with it. I think that's one kind of guilt that we harbor because society and internally tells us that we should be, as mothers, the main nurturers of children. So you innately feel that pressure to form and mold them into these kind, caring, contributing human beings. But I think the other part of mom guilt, like the other side of, or the other kind of it, is we touched on that, like the doing the things for yourself and telling the kids no, we can't do that for X, Y, and Z reasons, or choosing yourself over them, or choosing your partner over them. There's all these different levels of mom guilt.
Yep. Heavily driven by expectations of the outside world, right? That is a type of mom guilt that I have carried. LeVar's life, he has a different life than the majority of his friends.
Yeah.
His familial structure is different than everybody in this circle.
Mm-hmm.
In his closest circle. Every family has a mom and dad unit in the home outside of him.
Mm-hmm.
That looks very different for him. It always has. And, you know, it's not something that he ever came to me and directly was like, Mom, why are you and my dad not together? Because what we did do, you know, I do know just based on conversation with his dad, as well as the conversations I've had with him. Nope, neither one of us has ever tried to like tell him this fantasy story of this is how he came about and this is why it is the way it is and so on and so forth. What we always have done was attempted to embrace what his life is.
Yeah.
Both households. Tell the truth about how he entered this world, you know, age appropriate, and been upfront and real so that as he gets older, we don't have to explain to him why his shit looked different, why mom and dad aren't in the same house. So here's what LeVar knows. LeVar knows mom and dad, you know, had him. He was brought into this world based on the two of us. Our relationship was what it was. We were not married or anything like that. But we both love him very much. And it is our job to make sure that he is happy, healthy, alive, and well, and successful. And we work together to the best of our abilities to do that. Nobody has ever sugarcoated for LeVar what his life is, nor have we ever focused on the fact that his shit looks different.
Right.
And we've always said, man, you kind of got the best of both worlds. And while there, in reality, there is obviously struggle attached to that, he has a lot of people in his life that love him. You know, he got a big circle of folks that love him and want to see him win and support him. Bonus parents, you know, that type of stuff. That's something that I've always encouraged on my end. I can't speak for the other side of the coin, but I can say that on my end that, you know, his stepmom is a bonus parent and that's just another person to love you. Mm-hmm. And you're lucky because some kids don't have any parents.
Right.
You know?
Right.
And so always try to find the silver lining, even when your shit don't look right. But don't think that I don't carry guilt about that, because you wonder if that is going to have an impact, a negative impact on him. And I can't help but think about that. I still do every day.
Yeah.
Every day. Regardless of the reality and what he knows and how well he's developed and how well he understands the situation. I still think about that because it's tough on him. He has to go back and forth.
Right.
He has to be split between two households. He has to be split on holidays. There's a lot. He's been doing it since he was a baby. We've been carting him around all over the place, and that's just the reality of the situation. So I do carry guilt about that as well.
I think the thing that I carry the most guilt about is the ADHD.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like the way that that I chose to raise him, and I always look back and think like, what if I would have done something differently? Would I?
It's like our number one question,
right? Would we still be battling this ADHD? Could I have curbed that? Could I have changed that? Could I have lessened that by saying, doing, being somewhere else? That's I think that's the hardest part of all of this, is that yes, it's mom guilt, and yes, it's silly, and we all know, every one of us as moms has this voice that says, you don't need to feel that way.
Yeah.
I know it. I have it. Every time I have mom guilt, there's also that voice. You don't need to feel that way. That's not your fault. You didn't do nothing wrong. But it's always overshadowed by the thought that maybe I did. And it's hard to overcome that. It's hard to silence that part as a mom, as a woman, as a working mom. That's a whole nother, like, the things that now we've talked about it. Stay-at-home moms are not, that wasn't the life for you or I.
Right.
We've talked about that.
Right.
Because we know our limits, we know our boundaries, and that just wasn't the life for us, and that's okay. But again, even though I know that that's okay, I still can't help but think about all the things that I missed. And then it's a domino. Maybe if I didn't miss all of those, the ADD or ADHD wouldn't be where it is, or maybe it wouldn't be at all. Or because then with all of that, you hear they diagnose boys with that too much, and it's a scapegoat for bad children. And so now I'm like, oh my God, maybe he is just a bad kid. Maybe maybe I'm not raising a contributing member of society type child. Maybe he's just a bad kid. And like, all of these, everything is just so compounded and complex, and trying to get out of that is hard.
It is. When you think about, so, and hypothetically speaking, I just want to do a comparison here because I think it's a good exercise. I think this will show you how that mom guilt is sometimes irrational, like even though it's real, it's irrational. Like, if you could think of some things maybe that you're like, I wonder if this contributed to his ADHD, what would those be? Like, too much electronics, or what would you say? That you think maybe, should I have done this differently? Like, let's
yeah,
there's a point to this, and I'm going to tell you.
That's okay. I do think the electronics is a little bit of it.
Okay.
I don't think that would be, if I had to pin, like, if I was like, I'm going to give you one thing, and that would be where
but that might just be,
it's part of it.
That's part of it. Okay.
I can't have kind of a short fuse.
Okay.
And so I think when I think about those things, like, my short fuse always comes up first.
Okay. What else? Anything else?
I'm sure, but
okay. So I have a short fuse.
Mm-hmm.
I have no fucking patience. I think I have less patience than you do, to be honest with you.
Maybe.
And electronics babysat my kid for many years because I was a single parent. My kid doesn't have ADHD.
Yeah.
So the only reason I said that is because two kids raised very similarly, and just we're talking about two just subjects, but your mom guilt, because this is how our mom brains work at times, is like, man, he has this diagnosis of something that literally we know we couldn't do anything differently for. Right. But this is how mom brains work. Right. And you're like, what if I would have given him less electronics? What if my fuse would have been longer? What if I would have had more patience? I have a crazy amount of patience. Or a crazy little amount of patience. I have no patience. What are you talking about, crazy amount of? I have little to no patience, probably less than you. And electronics, I remember putting LeVar in his pack and play so I could get a shower in, and he stared at the TV.
Yeah.
Or, whatever age I gave him his tablet. Sometimes you had it. So, and he has, the H is very much so not there. The ADD, well, I thought about it at times, but I never been diagnosed. It's not something that we went that far into. With time has gotten somewhat better. It still has some focus issues, but again, I think with age, but very similar paths, two very different kids and outcomes. And so that's mom guilt.
Yeah.
At its peak. That's us.
It is.
Yep. And so I just wanted to, because I thought that would be
but
an
I think
interesting
that's
comparison.
A really good, like, that's something to fall back on
when you're beating yourself up.
When you're hard on yourself. It's like, two moms can do things relatively the same, and the outcomes are always going to be different.
Yeah.
They're always going to be different because you can't.
There's so many uncontrollables.
Yes. There's so many things you can't change.
No, you can't. And again, it all comes from a place of love. It's not trying to. It's we want these kids to be happy, healthy, and again grow into productive, contributing members of society who have a great life and who can then pass on hopefully what we've instilled to them to a next generation. And you wanna, because it's you want to know you did it right, like, right. You want to know, like, man, not perfection, because there is no such thing.
No.
But like, man, I just want to know that my kid knows that I loved him. At the end of the day, like, I just want to know that my kid knows I loved him. And however they may, you know, they may feel it. You know, we just wrapped the episode that y'all will hear, you know, the week prior. We did an interview with our kids, right? We did a questionnaire, and it was like, how do you know your mom loves you, right? And however way that may come, my kid said kisses, hugs, and, you know, she tells me, and Oliver said any and everything. You know, it's like, that's all you care about, that they know that we love them. And at the end of the day, regardless of balls we may have dropped, mistakes that we have made, we did the best that we could.
Yeah.
In a moment. And that is, I think, the nugget to carry with you.
And I think that should replace the mom guilt.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be, gosh, I'm carrying all this guilt because of the things I didn't do. It's, no, I'm doing the best that I can. Mm-hmm. My kid is fed. He has clothes. He's gets to school on time. He, you know, all the basics are covered. Everything else, I'm doing the best that I can, because while there's hundreds of books out there that teach you how to parent, none of them are right.
No,
because
there's no
one manual to cover all the children.
No, because everybody's different. Oh, I watched grown children tell their mom recently, like, you did the best you could.
Mm-hmm.
That's one thing that I have taken from, you know, all the lessons I've learned in my life, some things that I've discussed in therapy. Like, my parents, I love them. There's no question that they love me. I've never questioned them. Have I wondered about some of the decisions and some of the things that have happened along the way, some of my experiences as a child? Absolutely. What it always circled back to, which I love about my therapist, he always was like, man, they did the best they could in that moment, because parents are humans.
Yeah.
Even if your kids see you as superhuman, you're still a human.
Right.
And that's beautiful. That's the beauty about kids. They at the end of the day, when we're having mom guilt, remember the lens that kids see you through is very different than the way we see ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
And having a transparent moment with my mom has had moments with me where she's like, man, I just hope that, like, if I would have done this differently, would something be different for you? Would this area of your life be different had you had a better model for this? And I'm like, it doesn't matter. I'm an adult.
Right.
You know, like, I make my own decisions and my choices. What I know is that
that's
you
what your mom did for you.
That you could. And
she empowered you to make your choices.
Yes, and maybe this wasn't your strongest area, but man, you held it down in all these areas that made me some of the best of who I am today.
Right.
Yes, you didn't nail this aspect, but you sure the fuck nailed these other 34.
Right.
And it made me the strong woman and the very empathetic, really what I strive to be, amazing mother that I am today. And we're all hard on ourselves. So I think about that. I think about that a lot. While I still carry mom guilt, because we all do, and it just changes from day to day. It's a great thing to try to remember, is like, we're doing the best we can.
And that's okay.
Yeah.
The best you can do is okay.
Yep. In that moment. Right.
Like, I that's so important for me, because society and social media and all of these other external places will tell you that doing your best isn't okay. You need to do better. Right? Well, like, that's the whole, like, working mom, stay at home mom, breastfed or formula fed, or like all of those external things are telling you that your best is not enough.
Mm-hmm.
But it is.
Yep.
It is. Your best is enough.
You have to remind yourself of that. You have to have a circle of other moms in your life that remind each other that while your lives may look very different and your outcomes of your children may be very different, you support each other in doing the best that you can. And you have that tribe.
I never thought for 1 second when I told you that Oliver wiped his ass with his clothes that you were like, God, she needs to get a handle on her kid.
No, For one, I was like, oh, you poor woman. And then I dry heaved a little, and then I laughed, and then I was like, what the fuck, girl? Like, what we going on? And I'd be perplexed. And it's never about, again, it's never about like, where the fuck did y'all go wrong? It literally is just like I'd be perplexed at times about the way that child mind works. I'm so interested. I wish I could get in there, you know, and like
dig around a
little bit. And he's so intelligent. But yeah, it's you. We're too hard on ourselves, so ain't no need to be hard on each other.
No.
You got to have people that lift you up because we do enough damage to ourselves.
Yeah.
So in those moments where you having that innate mom guilt, because it's going to happen.
Yeah, it's not going to stop.
It doesn't stop. It doesn't stop when I get to a certain age. It just changes.
Yeah.
Because the challenges change. When you're having those moments, remember, man, you truly are doing the best you can. And that goes, when we think about unideal situations, if you will. Young women who get pregnant too young and they give up their child for adoption. They did the best they could for that child.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll be damned. It's rare that you find moms or parents, for that matter, but especially moms who aren't putting their child first, even in those moments. People may think that is the most unselfish act that a woman can do for her child if she knows that she can't do it. I'm gonna give them a loving life and a potentially good future, hopefully with somebody who can. So, man, moms, love on yourselves and love on each other.
Be proud of yourself.
Yeah.
You have kept a human alive.
And at the end of the day, if that's what it is, if you've had one of those days, did that child go to sleep alive, still breathing, and they're gonna wake up tomorrow and you didn't kill them? That's a success.
We are proud of you. Woo!
Get you a glass of wine and cheers to yourself.
Every day's a new day, and I think that knowing that every day that you have another chance to do it again tomorrow.
You do. Man, if I sit here and literally tell my child every day that every day is a new chance for you to do better, I can't say that and not practice that myself.
Right.
And in this role, being, while it's not the one that identifies me, like I'm so much more than a mom, I will say it's got to be the most important role, or one of it's
Sure.
up there. You know what I'm saying? It's up there. There's other things that are very important as well. I'm not taking away from that, but your responsibility to your child.
But I think that's good cause to not beat yourself up.
Mm-hmm.
You can't. How are you going to do a good job if you're constantly beating yourself up?
Yep.
You gotta just do the best that you can.
You do the best that you can. And when you can't,
have some wine.
And buckle up for the chaos, because chaos is inevitable.
But that's why there's wine and hopefully toilet paper.
Yeah, and if you need some mom love, hit us up.
Oh,
or come drink some wine with us.
We'll be your best cheerleader.
Absolutely.
We don't let nobody fall.
And we don't have all the answers. That's for damn sure. Maybe you can help us.
My kid would be using toilet paper and not clothes.
Cheers.
Cheers. Bye, y'all.